Welcome to Cardano Over Coffee with your Wednesday crew, Darlington from Lido Nation, Jenny from the Blockchain, and always chillin' Cook Thyme. The co-hosts for today are Epoch Pool, TCT, Blockjock, and Brian from Hero Pool. The team speaks to ADA timestamps about how they want to change the way we think about time and decentralized archives. Then we talk to Metadam Gaming, whose game is dropping in the middle of February. Play, earn, and socialize on the Cardano blockchain. Grab your cup of coffee and let's get right into it with ADA timestamps.
I think we can roll into it. Let's not risk going over and being late. So, big round of emoji for our first guest. Ada timestamp from adatimestamp.io. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Share the
Hello,
space.
hello.
Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello.
Good morning, everybody. At the time,
Hello, hello.
Good morning. Nice to see you again. It's been a while.
yeah, thank you
Yeah,
very much.
it's good to be back. You can hear on the added timestamp is Evangelos, who we've very recently also started working with, and I think you'll recognize me from last space. So I'm Max van Rossum, also co-SPO of Amsterdam Node, and we're gonna talk a little bit about added timestamp. I think Evangelos will give like a little bit of a broad intro. And we basically, what we want to do is we want to keep it short and give lots of space for questions. We've got so much to talk about, but we especially want to hear what you guys want to know. Evangelos, you want to just introduce it to everybody?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Max, for passing it over. Ada Timestamp is an NFT project. What makes it unique is that by purchasing an NFT on Ada Timestamp, you're purchasing time on the Cardano blockchain timeline. What I mean with that, we developed a project. We unfold the blockchain of the Cardano on a map of time. So we separate the timeline in days, and you can buy a day, you can own the day minted in the Cardano blockchain. So this is what makes it unique, because it's not only unique in the Cardano blockchain, it's unique in the whole Web3 blockchain industry. There is no NFT project that can do that by that time. So you can actually mint time. But what happens? What's the next step? As you can purchase already NFT from our website, adatimestamp.io, you can take this NFT that's designed by Dimitris Ladopoulos. Dimitris Ladopoulos is a recognized artist, and he's the art director and creator of CardanoRoadmap.org. So he has made all art direction and creation of the official site in the Cardano roadmap. You can see the Byron, the Sally, everything with a unique algorithm he have created, and he makes it 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. It depends on the luminance and the color, and the portraits are becoming unique. It looks like pixelized, but actually they're rectangles. And our final purpose by making this mint of time, you will be able to edit your NFT, edit your time. And we want to build a decentralized museum, an immortal museum on the Cardano blockchain. So you will be able to edit your NFT and store your JPEG, store your song, store your video in a system that's decentralized, and it's gonna stay there forever as long the Cardano blockchain is up. So what makes this unique is that in the future you will be able to see minted details you have chosen to stay there forever, and you can pass it as a legacy to the future generation. This is a first call. If you can tell me how you see it, hosters, how you see this presentation for now.
Makes sense, makes sense. So you mint the thing, and that gives you the only person who can record stuff to a specific slide on the timeline.
Yeah, super Evangelos. That's by the way, we just started working together. So Evangelos was his first time, and I think you did brilliant, Evangelos. You definitely hit the right points there. But yeah, you know where this stems from. Like if you can imagine that every moment in time, you know there are billions of moments being created. We all across our own lives are experiencing so much at the same time, and yeah, where the idea came from, or what it is that we're actually building, is that you know if there are these moments, or let's say these memories that you wanted to store for the long term, what would you do? You know, how would you store it? That's what we were thinking about. And of course, being master of your own data, if you're thinking about storing something for generations to come, is an important topic, because God knows with AI and the methods of storing, and I mean, if you've seen what's already happened with Facebook in the way that data got used and manipulated in different ways, but you don't really want something to store for the long term to be in the hands of any one company, you know? So that's where, you know, distributed storage methods becomes interesting. And then secondly, you know, how do you make it more meaningful? How do you make sure that people see it over time? That's where this timeline aspect comes in. So instead of having our individual timelines where, you know, our individual Twitter, for example, is unfortunately mortal because it's connected to ourselves in that same way. We thought, well, you know, let's do something that isn't connected to any individual, but instead is connected to a philosophy, is connected to a technology that self-propels itself. That for us is Cardano. And so that's what we're using Cardano for. It is both the defining way in which we define time, and it's also the way in which the history and the memories are carried forward, or at least the governance layer for that. So that's what the ADA timestamp is doing. You've got days that are defined in terms of epochs and slots, and then, you know, there's only one owner of that moment in time, and that's really where each ADA timestamp becomes unique, because there's only one person that owns a moment in time. So we're doing something a little bit audacious, which is saying, become the owner of a moment in time, let time become tradable. But I see a hand up, so let's go to that.
And if there are any other questions in the crowd coming up, go ahead, Epoch.
Yes, so I got a few questions. Thanks for the intro there. So you said that this would be forever. Are these NFTs on chain?
So I mean, forever, I think immortal is the more true word to use, but certainly we aspire it to be forever. So what we mean with the chain we're using for something else from storage, right? So we're not actually storing hard-coded, let's say, images, for example, on the blockchain of Cardano. We're using distributed storage methods. One of them, of course, we all know, which is IPFS, but we're looking to diversify as well, especially as the project grows. Yeah, so I'm going to try and keep my answer short. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so it's IPFS. So maybe forever, maybe immortal.
Well,
is what I hear.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, the way to make something immortal and the way to store something for the long term is to have it stored on multiple locations that are robust and that people trust, right? And also to have a way in which you can infer that the data hasn't been changed, that the legacy of what the data used to be is still the same, and have a provable method to do that. So what the Cardano layer is doing for us is this governance layer of saying who gets to decide how the data gets to change. And the way that we use it is that each NFT that represents a moment in time is also the mechanic by which you're allowed to enter data into a specific moment in time.
So when does this policy close that governs these NFTs?
The policy closes, I'd say, like every 100 epochs, something like that is what we're thinking at the moment. So you basically open a policy ID, you link the the primary policy ID to the next one. And because of the way that the metadata is structured, that remains the same. You can always see across policy IDs what moment in time is being represented. And we open and close policy IDs, roughly speaking, around every 100 epochs, something like that is what we're thinking. And the reason why we've chosen that is that there's still some flexibility in updating the metadata standards, for example, or basically the NFT version. But the important thing is that the metadata across the NFTs is highly, highly transparently showing that time has only been minted once.
But it sounds like there's a way for people to kind of update the NFT and change that NFT, right? But
yeah,
if you have a policy ID that's closing in 100 epochs, that's not actually a utility that will exist forever, right? So basically, they'll have 100 epochs to set whatever moment in time that they want and make any edits, but after that 100th epoch, they won't be able to make any more edits. Why did you choose that design?
Well, there's two components here that we need to split. So there is the NFT that represents a moment in time, and then there's the NFT that represents what somebody wants to upload, right? So if somebody wants to upload something, let's say that you created your own piece of art and you wanted to put that specifically on the day that you created it, then a new NFT gets generated. But that's a separate policy ID from the actual NFTs that represents moments in time. So quote unquote, the ADA timestamps. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand. At first, I kind of thought people would always be able to edit them, so I thought you might have kind of always open policies. But not, I'm just trying to understand, how this would work in the long term. If you're buying a piece of this, and being able to update it, you kind of have to get that set the way you want it before it gets locked. So just I'm trying to think through it.
Yeah, no, and they're really valid questions, right? So we have thought about it. It's just that when people are uploading their own data, we need to have a degree of flexibility in there, but we detach that from something that we need to be very robust about, which is the definitions of time for the timeline itself. And the reason why that has to be so robust is because it's the mechanism by which we use in order to govern and also allocate, let's say, where in the timeline a certain piece of content is placed. I see another hand up.
Thanks.
Cardano Bruce, what's up?
Hey, good morning, y'all. This is a really interesting discussion, interesting project. Wanted to ask about the length of the time interval that you're getting on a timestamp. I'm assuming it's not an exact moment because time is infinite and measurements of time can be infinitesimally small or infinitesimally large. So I was curious about that. And I was also wondering if you had other utility with this project in terms of possibly contracts, because, a timestamp is something that could be used for contracts, and it might be something that may have future utility with contracts and other transactions. And shout out to the other Coloradans in the room. Peace.
Yeah, go ahead, Evangelos.
Yeah, so currently you can buy a full day. With this NFT and this price, you can buy a full day. And we are developing in the future to be able to categorize this day, to split it from, you can make it in 24 hours, you can make it in blocks of 5 hours. And it depends if the day is important, maybe somebody else wants to buy it, you can trade half of the day of the 24 hours. So half of the NFT you already have. And to answer a bit the previous question, sometimes you want to choose a day. Let's say you get married and you have a perfect photo and you want to have this photo with your wife all good dressed and everything. You want to mint it on the exact day. So that's one way you want to mint that photo, and you don't want to change it. You don't want to edit it. So this is for the previous question, and for this question, you buy now 24 hours, but the goal is to be able to divide it and be able to trade it. And if that day is important worldwide and the demand is too much and many people want to buy it, then you can split it until slots, until seconds, and you will be able to sell even seconds of that day. I don't know, maybe a worldwide event can be so important and people want to mint that day or own that day, maybe an important moment on the Cardano blockchain. So this is my answer. And for the second part of the question about the contracts, I think Max can give an answer to that one.
Yeah. So that's correct. So the granularity, let's say, with which the Cardano blockchain accounts for time is up until slots, which are seconds, or for the Byron era, that was 20 seconds a slot. So that limits, the way in which you can account for time. It's not infinite. It's what's the word again? It's definitive, or it's the second is the minimum part. And in terms of smart contracts, of course, there are some really interesting applications that we hope can actually grow out of this. That's also one of the reasons that connects to the question that we were answering before on the fact of why aren't these NFT policy IDs being left open. Well, this is why that is. It's because we want to gain an extreme high degree level of trust in ADA timestamps representing singular moments. And with that, you can then also, extend the use case for an ADA timestamp. It doesn't necessarily just need to be about memories that people want to keep, but perhaps between two parties, they want to have some kind of smart contract that defines a moment in time. Well, ADA timestamp would be then the trusted party that is the arbiter between the two on how to define a given moment. And in that case, you let your imaginations run wild. There are smart contracts for, let's say, longs and shorts, where perhaps you wanted to have a time and date specified in a very robust manner. We were talking to some people from the Cardano Foundation as well that had really, really broad and technical applications for this, that we were like, yes, well, we see what you mean, but that's not really what we're trying to do. We're trying to build the museum first, and let's see where it evolves from that. But if you take, for example, how Genius Yield, which is a DEX that's also been building for a while, but they're still working on their first release. But if you look at their white paper, for example, the way that they want to allocate UTXO-based liquidity is through NFTs. So, basically the trades that they perform, they're using NFTs. So the applications that you can use it for, I don't think we've scratched the surface quite yet. But what we do know from ourselves is each ADA timestamp represents a span of time that is defined within its metadata. We can create smart contracts that allow users to split that span of data, or that span of time, into smaller segments, as Evangelos was just saying. So that's one smart contract. That's, of course, a no-brainer. Beyond that, there's also, of course, the selling procedure that we ourselves are going to build. Does that already answer your questions?
That was a
Bruce?
great answer. Thank you. I just wanted to reaffirm that it was a 20-second time slot is the current minimum that is permitted on the Cardano network. Is that?
So, that is the case for Byron. So during the Byron era, which was the first era of Cardano, each slot represented 20 seconds. So that's a little bit of a technical detail, but they basically accelerated the rate of the blockchain, you could say, or decelerated, depending on how you want to look at it. But today, each slot represents 1 second. So that's, let's say, the granularity in terms of time, how specific you can get is 1 second. Like we can't talk about picoseconds or anything like that when we talk about the Cardano blockchain, because it doesn't account to that level of granularity.
So is your NFT going to reflect this change and be able to be parsed down to a single second, or is 20 seconds the standard that you're working at the moment?
No, we reflect Cardano. We reflect the way that Ouroboros accounts for time 1-to-1. So that's like on our website, you'll find a white paper where, a technical paper where we actually define this very thing. You know, we define the fact that, the way that we mint and the way that the metadata works has to account for the way in which Ouroboros accounts for time. Because that's basically what we're saying is Ouroboros is our universal clock, if you can think of it like that. That we are saying there is no other system on the entire planet which accounts for time in a more trusted manner or defines it in a more trusted manner other than Ouroboros. And that's why this whole idea of, well, let's define these moments in time into NFTs and make them tradable, that's where it stems from. And, like what's then the use case of that beyond that? Of course, making these moments for you, so like you have the NFL that has all these special sport moments that happened on the courts or on the fields or whatever. And for us, it's, well, we are all living our own lives on our fields, on our own courts, in our own bowl games, in our own experiences. And that's what we then want to allow people to celebrate. And we think that, an NFT is going to become as synonymous as a ham sandwich. It's not going to be this super specialistic term that people don't understand soon. It's going to be as easy as pie, right? So the moment that Meta starts allowing you to, mint your NFTs and allowing you to connect certain photos, for example, to make them especially special, the place where you want to put that, we think, is in the most decentralized and safe way possible, and that's Cardano. So that's where we're going to be aiming at for the long term, is that, there's these billions of users as Instagram, and the catch line we want to grab them with is make your moment immortal. And the people that are stepping into ADA timestamp today are buying days, not seconds. And that's why also our pricing is a bit higher. We're also, we haven't even talked about the team, but we did last time, but we have a very, very experienced technical team, and we're all just working now to get this idea out there. And then we want to develop this. So we're already working on that as well.
So is it a fair estimate then that this minting process right now is limited to one NFT per second at the extreme rate?
Yes, at the extreme rate. This is post the creation of the smart contract that allows you to fracture your NFT. Yes, at the extreme rate, 1 second for one NFT. But I'd say there with a star that specifically today we're selling the Byron era, and the Byron era only represents 20 seconds of time per slot. So I don't want this to be, it's just a little caveat because the Byron era was special for Cardano, but in the general sense, you're correct. 1 second equals one NFT is the actual limit.
Okay, yeah, no, thank you. I was just thinking in terms of I'm sure you're familiar with cornucopias, but they have these mints where they're minting thousands of NFTs in seconds. And so in terms of a utility, you wouldn't be able to have a cross utility with a minting process of that nature. It would be dependent on greater lengths of time to be able to integrate a timestamp with an NFT mint?
If I'm understanding your question correctly, you mean your question is how fast can we mint the NFTs themselves?
Well, I mean, if you're trying to do a unique timestamp for a contract, perhaps, then if 1 second is your minimum or your smallest interval, then that's the most you could mint is 1 per second.
Yes.
Yes, and that's what's making it unique and maybe more valuable, because on that day there will be only 36,600 seconds, and the people that got that day that might be important, he can decide how to edit that day and how to sell it, or you cannot split the day forever according to this blockchain and to Ouroboros. We split with slots, so slots according to a second is the minimum you can do it.
But just to be clear, like we're selling these ADA timestamps by day. So we're not selling them 36,000 at a time. That's up to the user to decide whether or not they want to split it down and fracture it. I mean, that's the great thing about the ways that NFTs work and the way that the metadata is structured, is that you have that capability, and that everybody can see that in a robust and trusted manner, that each moment is still only represented once. But of course, this is also going to have an impact on the way that the visualization engine is going to work. So if you go to our website today, adatimestamp.io, and you start scrolling, through the timeline itself, what you will see there is each moment, or each, let's say, NFT that you see represents a day. And if let's say that you split your NFT into seconds, well, that is going to have also a ramification on how visible one specific seconds becomes, right? And then that taps in back to, if you look at the art in a close way, you can start seeing why our art is what it is, because each day itself split into these, the rectangles. Those rectangles themselves can also represent time, where the top left represents the start of the day and the bottom right, for example, represents the end of the day. And some of these rectangles which are bigger may represent an hour, and a rectangle which is smaller may represent a minute. So the artwork itself reflects this capability, which later down the line we want to integrate, where users are able to fracture their NFT into smaller segments. But yeah, of course, for the museum, we can't allow somebody who owns a day to have the same rights for visibility as someone who owns a second. Having a day's worth of time is going to basically also mean in the visual dimension that you have more visibility.
Awesome. So I think there's about 2 minutes left. So if you want to give your final statement and wrap it up. And I know maybe a few people have like a question or two, so we'll get to those pretty quickly, and then mid-roll, and we have another guest after.
Yeah, let me take this opportunity. If Max also agrees, I think we made an agreement. We can make a discount for our NFTs we have available now. If for the people that were in the space today, or they're gonna hear the space by the end of the day, they can send us a DM to Ada Timestamp or to Max van Rosen. And if they want to purchase an NFT until the end of the day, they can take a discount up to 50% if they want. And you can all the time watch our NFTs in our site, adatimestamp.io. Max, you have to add something?
Yeah, so you can DM Ada Timestamp. Because we built the whole website ourselves, we can provide some discounts for limited time. But DM Ada Timestamp to stay on top of that. And the other thing I just want to say is that we are coming in with full force this year So Evangelos is strengthening the team. We've got another marketing team member that has joined us that we're now going to be focusing on. Also meeting up together with lots of projects on the Cardano space. So we're very interested to hear from other developers and Cardano projects how they see their legacy being sustained on the Cardano scape. And so we're going to have lots of talks with them. We're also going to be doing a lot of spaces. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions, please let us know. We are out there to get this message out to the masses. And also, we're going to actually shoot a small commercial with a friend of mine who lives in New York. And we've already got the text all centered. And another friend of mine lives in Oman, a truly decentralized team that's going to create this little commercial to just explain what it means to enter the open museum and create a legacy. Because there's a lot of short-term social media out there that makes us think about our short-term decisions. And what we're hoping to build out is a community and an ethos that thinks about what it means to build an immortal memory. So thanks everybody so much for your time and listening. Please reach out if you have questions or comments. It really inspires us only to build more on Cardano. Cheers.
Awesome. And that concludes ADA Timestamps time slot for today. Thank you so much.
Hey, Cook Time.
Yeah, what's up, Epoch?
I think we need a clip. So I want to ask one last question just to make sure I summarize for the people. Could you, Max, maybe just comment on what is the benefit of minting with your team rather than with just, let's say, minting an NFT yourself, right? Like I can go mint an NFT today that has a minted timestamp on it, and I can take a picture of my wife and put it on there, and I can say this is the anniversary in the metadata, and I can have that single token policy. I can close it immediately if I want. What is the benefit of using ADA timestamp over minting directly on the chain?
Yeah, great question. The benefit is long-term visibility. The benefit is being part of a living project and ethos and the governance that comes with it. So we can all mint things onto a blockchain, onto some hidden corner of IPFS. If you want a project that sustains the memories which its community propels or puts on it, ADA timestamp is a much more resilient and robust way to do that.
Okay, cool. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Nobody's gonna skip Cook Time doing the mid-roll, please. Wait another week.
It is my time. All
You
righty.
do that mid-roll.
Yes, so it was a pleasure having ADA Timestamps on. This is officially Cardano over coffee. We have episodes from Monday through Friday, 2:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. We interview influential people and projects in Cardano. Stay tuned because we have giveaways, we have banter, we have all the good stuff, including coffee that you can purchase with ADA. I know it's a revolutionary concept, but if you go in our bio, you can check out the different type of coffee options we offer. We have full bean, ground, and K-cup options for you guys. And if you're a project looking to schedule a spot, that is also going to be in our bio in the link tree. Other than that, if you are new to crypto, if you are new to Cardano and you have some ADA, the first thing you should do is create a wallet and take it off exchanges. The next thing you should do is stake your ADA to a stake pool. If you're not sure about what a stake pool is, if you're not sure how to make a wallet, no worries. We have a lot of people up here that are more than willing to help. We have Hero Pool, we have Epoch Pool, we have who else has a poll? There's a lot of polls up here, okay? So if anyone has any questions, definitely just DM a speaker. We got you. And that's Cook Time with the mid-roll time. I don't know if it was good enough for a soundbite, but we trying up here.
Lido's silent because she didn't
Wait,
say Lido.
what?
That's what it was.
No, sorry, I stepped away from the phone a little bit. What, did I miss the drama? Is this the part where we start fighting now?
No drama. Don't
Oh,
worry.
good. Thanks for doing the mid, bro. Today's Wednesday. This is your Lido Minute on Cardano over coffee. This week in Catalyst. It's Wednesday, y'all. So that means Project Catalyst will be meeting again at every Wednesday town hall. What am I talking about? What is Project Catalyst? Where is this town hall? Hit up projectcatalyst.io for all the deets, how to participate, past participants, and all that good stuff. And I will see you at the town hall. My name is Darlington, your favorite code dreamer at Lido Nation. LidoNation.com provides blockchain education in plain English, Kiswahili, and Espanol. And that's your Lido Minute. Well, yeah, in a timestamp. Thanks for coming back. Keep us posted. Send us that commercial when you have it. I don't know how many Cardano projects have actually created commercials. That's fun.
I think there's been trailers or teasers. I think teasers are a lot more common in this space. Yeah.
Nice.
That will be a bit of a teaser, so it's going to be very short, like a minute and a half.
Ooh.
And it's basically about this whole idea of putting your memory somewhere where nobody owns it, but yeah, the world in general, let's say, a decentralized system.
Well, I know I'll be happy to tell you where to go put your memory. Our next guest is creating exactly these spaces where you can put shit. I know people like to collect things in real life. Now, you don't have to, create work for your children. You're long dead and your bone has rotten in your garage with stuff, crap. You can put it all in the metaverse. Welcome our next guest to the stage with the round of emojis. If you haven't tweeted out the space yet, go ahead and do that. Hash at the guest. Welcome, Metadams. Hello.
Hi guys.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Who are you? Tell us about the team.
Yeah, this is Ben speaking. So I'm one of the 3 core co-founders, I would say. I'm Ben. I'm more of the community face, sales, whatever you want to call it. There is Adrian, who is really like the product owner, I'll say, in a sense, and Pierre-André, who is leading all aspects regarding technical blockchain, Nash scale, smart contracts, whatever. He's the genius behind all of the technical stuff that we're doing. But this is Ben speaking here.
Nice. Every team needs a genius and a woman. I see you have yet to add a lady to the
Which
team.
usually tends to be the same. Same person.
Yes. This is true. Well, yeah, go ahead.
The lead designs were actually from a woman.
Oh, nice.
But she has a fiat job, so she helps from time to time. But she actually has a lot of work outside of the project right now. But so the heart of the designs were actually hers. So
neat.
Yeah, we have the woman.
What did you guys do before Meta?
And I just would like to put a little parenthesis there. Well, you don't need a woman; you need women. That's it.
I don't know what that means, but yes, I think I agree.
But you need more than just a token, pretty much.
Oh yeah, you don't need a token. No, that's silly. That's the recipe for failure. Well, what did you guys do before blockchain?
So on my side, I was in a venture. I was doing VC. I was an analyst in a VC that was really tech oriented, which didn't do a lot of blockchain. Um, Adrian he actually started his career in the NFT world, in a company that actually used the NFTs for traceability of deliveries. Like for instance, if Amazon wanted to track each of his items on a blockchain and basically track his whole supply chain product, he would use the company he was working for 2 years, which is called Honest. It's on Polygon, and Pierre André actually was doing a thesis in mathematics because he's crazy about math and programming. That's why he fell so much in love with Ashkel as well. Um, and yeah, that's really for the core members, and other members who are actually in their line of work in the video game industry.
Super cool. Well, let's hear it. What is the metadams? I think I gave a very silly and probably not accurate description earlier.
No worries. No worries. So,
I think I
Metadams
saw you on the Essential Cardano list, weren't you there?
Sorry?
I thought I saw you there, like on the Cardano, like Essential Cardano list. I thought I saw you there.
Yeah, on the you mean on the post from IOHK? Which one do you mean?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, we were on that one exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Basically, what we are, so we are a video game, really. I say that's the best way to describe us. We are a video game that we started developing a year and a half ago, with the first of our NFT collections being launched. What happened is that basically we did two NFT collections as a way of obviously fundraising to deploy and hire more game developers to develop our universe. But then what happened actually is that we got bought out by a chunk of the company got bought out. We still own the majority, by a gaming company which is called Tap Nation. It's like a huge gaming company in France, who have like more than 700 million downloads, more than 40 million active users per month. So really amazing metrics. And those guys, we met them actually through a think tank which we were part of in France. The team is mostly from France, and basically for the past since June we have been rebuilding the game with those guys because they basically have given us way more workforce. I mean, and their expertise is quite insane. So we rebuild the foundations of the game, which I will explain right after. But yeah, so this is really Metadams in a few words, a video game where the main characters are actually NFTs, which are the prime beavers. Prime beavers are like beavers, basically, that are quite bulky beavers, which live in an environment that we call eco-punk, which is basically what it means basically is like a future environment where technology and also nature has found its balance basically. So rather than cyberpunk where it's a bit a dark vision of the future, where technology is a bit negative, here it's the opposite. So it's a lively place, joyful place where people. It's an MMORPG. So what it means is that you have a character which is walking around in a universe, doing quests, doing achievements, playing a lot of also mini games, which are basically also one of the expertise of Tap Nation. So you have to imagine it's a bit like Sandbox in a sense, where you basically have tons and tons of stuff to do. We believe that there is more stuff to do in Metadams than Sandbox, so we're happy with that. But basically, it's a universe where you want to level up your character, doing all of the interactions we've done created in order to gain some XP, level up, unlock new items, which are NFTs. We are excited to have launched a brand new system and a brand new marketplace, which will allow anyone to buy, for instance, emotes, skins, vehicles as NFTs. Use it, in game, and also basically if you level up your character and etc. Basically, you really reward the players for their time in game because leveling up your character means that let's say that you have a beaver that is level 15, then you can put it on the secondary and someone will buy a beaver that is level 15 because it's in his metadatas. So the gameplay is that it's enter this universe, do a lot of quests, achievements, discover a super rich world. And then second gameplay is basically you have your own land where you collect resources, a little bit like Clash of Clans, Clash Royale for those who are familiar with it. And once you have collected those resources, you want to use them to craft items, to buy items in game, etc. So it's really the idea is to enrich the universe with experience all the time. That's why we have made a lot of partnerships basically with different NFT projects to do quests dedicated to their vibes, their universe, so that one can actually experience different stuff from different communities. And lastly, also a super important aspect of what we're doing is that we have done everything so that a gamer from the Web2 universe, I'll say, doesn't even know that it's a Web3 game. He can do most of the stuff. He can buy his main character with a credit card, with a non-custodial wallet that is linked actually to his email and password. So basically, it's just like he's buying a season pass on Fortnite with his credit card. So there is a huge angle of the project that is about onboarding, and we have implemented the tools so that any people that is jumping into the game doesn't have to know that it's a Web3 game, but at some point if he wants to know it, to withdraw his rewards, NFTs, etc., he can. That is really important. It's a casual game, so what it means is that it's you have games that want to be hyper realistic. This is not what we're trying to do. We're really trying to be as fun as possible and joyful in a sense. And also the game is releasing on the end of February. We have postponed for a week or two because we actually implemented a new feature that took more time that we didn't expect actually to develop so fast. So we prefer to delay from a week or two the launch, but by the end of February, there is the opening and the public launch. So it's also free to enter, free to play. So anyone can join, anyone can try the game and see for himself if he likes it or not. And sorry, it's a lot of information, but that's
a lot, and you have a lot going on. That is crazy. Do we have anything to pin up to the top?
You can pin up our trailer, I think, which is on. This is the tweet that we pin basically on our. There is a giveaway attached to it, but mostly check out our trailer. It gives you a sense of the vibe, of the buildings, how the main characters look like. You see the little beaver also crafting his items with the resources, so you get a sense of the full gameplay.
Neat. Let's. Where is the trailer? Maybe
it's on my profile. Really, I can. On the Metadams, it's the pin twist. The pin post. Sorry.
The pin twist. There should be a pin twist in the Metadams. What is this earn stuff I'm seeing on your website?
So we also developed one of the feature that we're really proud of is what we call the play to stake, as a reference to the play to earn games. Basically, it's a redistribution of the rewards of a stake pool, but according to performances in game. So if we put it super simply, let's say that we are the five of us, we are in a game, and basically let's say it's a race. Okay, let's imagine that the game is only a race, so we can figure out the leaderboard of the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth after each game. Okay, and basically what we will do is that we will redistribute the rewards of the stake pool for those who have staked in it, according to their performances in game, so that the last one will have, let's say, like 2%, okay, as an annual average yield from the pool, and the first one will be able to have, let's say, 10% or 7 or whatever. The idea is that everything is relative. So if someone is really bad, he's going to have less, but someone that is really good is going to have more. So it's a fun gamified way of redistributing the rewards on game performances, basically.
Neat. And you're generating the ADA from the pool.
Yeah, obviously it's just like a regular pool. The only thing that is changing is the way of redistributing the rewards. So it's only about the redistribution system. The pool is performing normally like any other pool. It's only a way of giving more to people that are really good at the game, and
Right,
less
right.
for
So
those.
so the ADA though, is that from the 340 or
The ADA, sorry, I didn't get that.
is the ADA from the 340 and the margin and the pool margin, or like where does the actual ADA come from?
The ADA, actually, we don't make money out of the pool. Exactly, like the pool is really performing normally, and no one is getting the fees. And basically, if you delegate 100 ADAs, okay, and I delegate
Mm-hmm.
100 ADAs, you would expect for to have 4.8 or 5% a year. But if you're bad at the game, basically you will earn less than that. You will earn less than that, and the difference between that and if you earn 2%, there is this margin that is still actually performing because you put 100 data into the pool, and this will be given to the player that is better at it. So it's redistributing the rewards according to your performances in game. So the players know that they only risk that they're taking. They're not taking a financial risk, but actually they are. If they are bad, they are losing on their. It's like a bet on performances, but without a sacrifice. A first sacrifice of money. You're not betting
Yeah,
like.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So you're redistributing the 340 plus the pool 2% margin.
Yeah.
Cool. What are you doing with Carter Shift? How
With
do they
Carter
fit
Shift.
into this? Yeah.
Carter Shift, basically we. So you mean Carter Shift, the French project with basically that you mean, yeah, Carter Shift. I mean, there's only one Carter Shift. What
Yeah.
what we're doing with them is that we actually know them quite well. Basically, they are French as well, so it's easier, and we actually know them quite well. We actually created a dedicated experience for them, like most of the partners. So what it means is that there is a little quest you need to answer. You have some different types of quests where you need to answer some riddles, some Q&As, and if you have the right answer, you get experience, and so you can level up, etc. We have basically been working together on several aspects, either on the legal as well, because on the legal side they're super good. In France, it's not that easy, and they had done the steps before us, so they helped us a lot on the legal aspect as well. But they are
Neat.
really good guys. The Carter Shift team. It's a really cool
Super
project.
cool. I just like to ask when people say the partners, I just piques my interest on what exactly the partnership is. That's
Yeah,
the folks at Color Shift are doing cool things. I'm glad you guys.
yeah. It's really they're a really great team, and like they have amazing values. Like they're really true to their values. Like I've seen the team like really. I mean, on different events or whatever, or even in Paris for drinks or whatever, and they are really, each of them, like each of the team member, they are really true to their values, what they want the company to go towards. I mean, there is zero bullshit. They are really here for their values. Like I mean, they're really inspiring. I love those guys.
Cool. Your marketplace?
Yeah, we do have one. It's exactly what we, like I mentioned, super important for us. We have a marketplace on our website where you will be able basically to see all of the items that you can buy, etc., in the game, the cosmetics, I don't know, skins, vehicles, a lot of stuff. And what is really really important is that you can buy all of those stuff with fiat, with your credit card, um, from the website directly. So because onboarding web users is so important to us, basically anyone can jump onto the website, see, okay, what
Right.
is this cool video game? Let's play it. Oh, okay, I can buy this and this. This seems really cool. I want to get it. Okay, I can just put my credit card, etc. And so at first it's linked to Winter's basically non-custodial wallet. And if tomorrow they want to withdraw their NFTs, they want to put on the marketplace, etc., they are accompanied to basically do the steps, download an AMI, do this and that if you want to get your rewards, etc. But it's
That
really
makes
important that.
sense. So does the stuff that's listed on here, is that you guys own a lot of these beavers, or are they from other holders too?
I don't know, everything that you're seeing. Basically, we sold out. I mean, this collection, the Prime BVs was sold out a year ago, probably. Yeah, more than a year ago. So basically, it's only the secondary what you're seeing here. Everything that you see here is secondary, and with the game being lives, we will allow people to buy some accessories, etc. But it won't be like
a big mint or whatever. It will be really exclusive, small collections of items that you want to buy in game, like I mentioned, vehicles, cool emotes and stuff like that, which are add-ons. Really, you don't necessarily need them for the gameplay.
Okay. Are you using something for that, or did you guys? Is this you guys' own smart contract for the?
So what we're using for the marketplace is actually so we are using the JPEG backend, basically. Like they have given us access to their backend, and so everything that you buy basically on our marketplace, you're buying it on JPEGs, really.
That's interesting. Wow, cool. I didn't know people. I didn't. I didn't realize they were doing that now.
You
Are
you
you?
you you can really like they basically, it's again, that's more Pierre, who is really like the genius of the team,
Right.
even though not yet a woman, but maybe he'll be there sometime. He works a lot with he has worked a lot with the guys at JPEG, asking them basically for everything he needed, and they were really cool and said, yeah, you can pick that and that. Actually, it's almost like we're driving traffic for them,
Right.
so I
Right.
don't see
Well,
why they
do you
wouldn't.
guys are you keeping your radar on that stuff that Alexandra just released? What is it called again, Jenny? The marketplace thing.
The
Yeah,
Alexandra.
Nebula?
Nebula.
Yeah. We actually saw that, and actually we discussed it with Pierre-André. But from what I understood, basically, I don't remember exactly, but something was off with what we wanted to do. I'm not sure if it's for some legal reasons, but obviously Pierre-André, I remember pushing him what he had pushed Alessandro,
Mm-hmm.
so that he could read it, and I don't I'm sorry, I don't remember why, but it didn't fit somehow with
It is
some elements
new.
that
It
we
is
wanted to
new.
do.
So I'm sure it's still got a little bit of development to go to.
But it's super interesting. I mean, obviously it opens so much door
Right. I mean, it's
for everyone.
exactly for stuff like this, right? Like running a marketplaces. And I think all those smart contracts, the nice thing is the smart contracts are open source and everything, and people sort of know what the putting their NFTs into for storage that use it. Cool. So there is a token. What's the point of the MTD?
So basically, the point of the MTD is to, as are the NFTs, way of extracting value for the users. Similarly, as gems, in Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and all those mini games. Because I didn't mention, but there will be a mobile version that we're releasing by the end of this year as well. We want to also give and share the value of the in-game currency. The token is something that we'll be releasing, but we are actually we're not going to be releasing it before the launch of the game. It's something that will come after it. We're trying to do different stuff compared to other games that have earning mechanisms like that. On our side, we don't expect players, to. We want it to basically not be that speculative. Sorry, for the token. So basically, what we're doing is that we are opening the game, letting the players interact with the resources, understanding their behavior. We have what we call a test model, which is basically a model of all the players' behaviors, what they want to buy most, what they want to do most, etc. And the idea is that we will be releasing an off-chain token at first, which will be the MTD. Basically, players will be able to earn it, and after that we see how the behaviors of the players are doing, etc. We'll release it on chain, basically.
Super cool. There's a lot going on here, and I guess this is the true. If you're gonna do a metaverse-ish thing, prepare to do a lot.
Yeah, we are really trying to be basically the metaverse, in a sense that depends what people have in mind, but we're really just a game with a lot of social features that are pushed. Like, we want people to. I mean, we have this chat system. We'll be hosting events, etc. But we want to be more of a Fortnite than a sandbox, really.
That makes
in a
sense.
sense.
Anything on the roadmap for VR experiences?
Yeah, we're actually thinking about it, and we actually talked about it with the guys at Tap Nation, which is the big company that has a chunk of the company, Metadams. Basically, VR is not that complicated to do for some portion of the game. It's in the roadmap, but not that close, really. Like first, we have so much stuff to do. Like if it comes up, it will be really like by the end of this year. But it is weirdly not actually such a challenge. I was quite surprised when I asked. They said like it's not actually this complicated to do something cool, not perfect. So so it's in the roadmap, but it's the mobile game is way more important. As like I mentioned, it's really about onboarding people on our side. So VR is the hardware is so expensive that it's not really the best tool to onboard as of today.
What's up, TCT?
I just have one question. What do you mean when you say you're releasing a token off chain?
Basically, a token off chain, it means that basically you can it won't be on the secondary market at first. Like you want to see for a week, you want to see how people behave in game with a token off chain is basically a token in games is like any other games, like the currency in game, but it doesn't have a secondary market. So a token off chain, it just means that for a certain amount of token for a certain amount of time, we want to see the behaviors of the players for the token, and then we will airdrop the equivalent to them, which will be on chain. But first, we are trying to see, out of the secondary market, how people behave to complete our model, a testing model.
What's up, Big Joe?
Yo, good morning. Just a quick question. There's French toast, and there's French fries, and there's French bulldogs. Are you the next great French thing?
I hope we can someday be as good as a French bulldog. I love those dogs.
Oui, oui.
We. Any last couple of questions? A question or two before we wrap it up here.
Not really any questions. I just think it's really cool. I pinned it up to the top. I saw that, you can kind of mint directly from the gameplay. So I think that's a really cool feature that not a lot of people have implemented yet.
Yeah, thank you. It's actually something that we're really proud of, that we thought that would be live after the release of the game. But again, Pierre-André is he's always full of surprises, and he literally just said, "Okay, man, I cracked it earlier than expected. It's okay, it works. But I just need a little more time, basically, to do some other stuff before." But so we're really excited to have that, really, because it's all of the purchasing processes for a Web 2 or Web 3 guy are so smooth. So yeah, thank you. We're just really proud of it, really.
Smooth criminal. Well, so actually, I have a beaver, and I think I have a land too. But with all of these games, I feel like I don't know. I'm not a big PC click around gamer thing, but yeah.
You'll just come for the events, man. We will host a lot of events and parties. So.
Yeah. Well, when I was going with that, I think I will, because I haven't really been into gaming as much. When I'm on a computer, I just sort of want to write code or something. I do that a lot, that when I'm done with my day, I don't want to exactly go sit on a desk and look at another screen again. But the VR thing is nice because you can walk around. And I know other people are doing the mixed VR thing now, and AR. I know Apple's working on a thing, and then Meta has their thing. Microsoft is leaving the space for some reason. But I'm excited for gaming when it comes to VR, and that becomes, one of the platforms, right? So you can get it, on other things and VR, kind of a thing. Yeah, well, hopefully you keep with the game, because the other thing with these big companies too, when they buy games, big companies tend to axe things, right? It's like they tend to cancel things, which is a little scary. So I hope the Metadam stick around.
Yeah, no, we have the great majority of the company, so we basically do what we want. So no.
Nice. Cool. So where do you store your NFTs? assets.
Where do we store it?
Yeah.
We don't store any NFTs on our site because the collections are sold out. What do you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, like the actual assets. They're not on Cardano, right? Like of the NFTs and the lands and all the in-game assets. Where are the assets stored?
IPFS.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't get that. Yeah, it is IPFS. Sorry.
Do you run your own node or do you have a giant bill every month?
No, we have our own node.
Oh, neat.
We have.
Well, that should satisfy the 50-year plan question.
Yeah, on the safety side, Pierre-André was doing cybersecurity before joining the project as well. So he's quite obsessed with security, and he just taps on our fingers whenever we do something stupid, and often at the office, like he has his node running, and like his computer is next to mine, and and sometimes I poke because I didn't do it on purpose, but like I poke the computer, and he always like does do this joke where he says, "Ben, you just shut down the node again." I'm like, "Good, no," because I'm like, no, I didn't do it on purpose, man. He said, no, it's okay.
Oh man. Well, why don't we go ahead and wrap it up, Metadams? Any parting words? Anything? Any sound bites worth clipping? Now is the chance. Take the next 90 seconds. Go.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. No, the only thing I would say is don't hesitate to follow us. You will be able to try the game for free, to enter for free by the end of February. So follow us, Twitter, Discord, try the game. If you think it sucks, then fair enough. If you think you like it, stay with us. Again, it will be free to enter. It's a game releasing on Cardano by top leading game studios in France. So it's going to be a really good product, really good quality, and hopefully we'll see you there. And thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for the time.
Absolument. Thanks for coming. See you there or be square or see you somewhere else, I guess. I don't know what else people do if they're not gaming. Yeah. What's up, Big Joe?
No, I had a question, but he answered it. Because I was going to ask him if he was French or one of them weird Canadian French dudes, but I think he's authentic.
Oh, he's French, all
from
right.
Paris,
I mean,
from
can you not tell from the jokes? The very bad French jokes? I'm kidding. Wait, do France have any comedians that are like well known? I don't know of any French comedians.
Jim Carrey, but he's one of the fake French from Canada.
We have, but actually we had like one guy that was super, well known in France that went to the US to try out, and it was a huge failure. I think like, it was literally a huge failure, and he literally did a show where he came back, and that guy actually lost his prime time. Like he's not that good now.
Wow.
But he's like, yeah, I went back because I wasn't funny there. But we're better we're better at video games than jokes. Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh, I'm sure the French are good at lots of things for sure. Have Blake coming up to the stage. Well, that was our last guest. Now we'll just open discussion, whatever. Feel free to keep flooding the French, Canadian or French, or whatever else you want to do for the next 20 minutes.
Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee. We'd like to thank our guests from today, Ada Timestamp and Metadam Gaming. If you want to have your project on as a guest, check our link tree for the scheduling posted down below. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube and join us live on Twitter Monday through Friday, 2:30 p.m. UTC or 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.